It's time now for an update on some of the latest business news. And for that, I'm joined here on set by Yuka Royer from our business desk. And Yuka, we're starting out with global trade. Donald Trump set to slap fresh tariffs on China.
Well, Thomas, the US president is expected to unveil a list of Chinese goods to target with a 25% duty later this Friday, setting the stage for a major escalation in trade tensions. The decision came after Donald Trump met with advisors. The new list is a revised version of an initial list of 1,300 product categories. It will involve at least $35 billion worth of Chinese goods, according to sources. Washington claims the punitive tariffs are justified given Beijing's handling of intellectual property. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo raised the trade issue directly with China when he met with President Xi Jinping on Thursday. China says any agreement it made last month to buy more US goods to shrink the trade imbalance is off if the latest tariffs go through. The European Union, meanwhile, has reportedly approved a plan to impose retaliatory tariffs on 2.8 billion euros worth of American goods. The International Monetary Fund has again warned against a further escalation of global trade tensions, saying there will be losers on all sides. The IMF did predict, however, that the US economy would grow thanks to Donald Trump's tax cuts, but that the effect would be short-lived and eventually come back to harm the economy.
Is likely to translate into faster import growth and larger trade and current account deficits in the US. And this indeed will be matched by growing surpluses in other systemic economies. And it may also lead to a stronger US dollar. All of this could lead to a worsening of global imbalances, which is an issue that we at the fund have always been very concerned about.
Christine Lagarde, the IMF Managing Director, speaking there. Now, let's check in on the financial markets now. And Asian shares are mixed as investors brace for new US tariffs against China. As you can see, Tokyo is up more than half a percentage point, but Shanghai Composite off by 0.7%. The euro, meanwhile, tumbled after the European Central Bank signalled it will keep interest rates at record lows for some time, despite ending its massive bond buying programme. The currency is headed for its worst weekly loss in 19 months against the US dollar. Now, here in France, President Emmanuel Macron has said he wants this country to become a startup nation. Innovation is a key element of the business-friendly president's agenda to shake up the French economy. So how has the environment evolved for entrepreneurs? Well, we can ask that question to Octave Klaba, founder and CEO of OVH, Europe's only non-American cloud server. He's been selected the Entrepreneur of the Year in France and is competing against some 50 others for the Global Entrepreneur of the Year award to be announced this weekend in Monaco. Now, Octave, thank you very much for joining us. You founded OVH back in 1999 with a few thousand euros you borrowed from your parents. Today, the company is Europe's leader in cloud business, valued at over 1 billion euros, with 2,500 staff. Now, how has the company managed to grow so big, and how has the European startup environment changed in the past 18 years?
Yeah, it's a really amazing business. We are in the cloud computing, and everybody now needs the cloud today to make the digital transformation, and it is what we are proposing to our customers to help them in this digital transformation, proposing them the resources, the storage, the data, to propose the big data, IA, blockchain, and IoT. This is the market that we are in. It's really going really nice.
And as you say, cloud business is really at the core of today's online business environment. And what are the potentials going forward?
So yeah, we are on the this market is just booming. Last year it was about 40 billion revenue, and it will grow to 100 billion. And in 2025, it will be a market that it'll be $400 billion. So on this market, you have a lot of innovation, you have a lot of competition. You have on our side, we have the competition coming from US. You have the very big names, also the China guys. And on the European market, we are just the only cloud provider that has the size on the market that is big enough to help the European companies to grow. Even if we are European companies and we are in 19 countries, we are also in the US, we are also in Asia, and to propose all the services for our customers all around the world.
And do you think that the US dominance in cloud business will come to an end one day?
Yeah, it's a market that's you know, it's a lot of innovations on this market, and to allow the companies to have more productivity and to make a lot of digitalization of their activity. You know, the companies like Uber, like Netflix, that they disrupt the markets, and there's a lot of other markets that need to be disrupted in the next years. And in fact, all that market is based on the data, and the data you have to store it somewhere. And we are, in fact, in all these digital factories to allow our customers to make all this digitalization, a lot of innovation coming from the data.
Speaking of data, though, the recent Cambridge Analytica and Facebook scandal has raised awareness about data privacy and the use of private data online. And the EU's new data privacy rules, the GDPR, recently came into effect. And now, how is that going to affect cloud business overall?
Yeah, it's GDPR. It's really an advantage coming from European. From Europe, from the European citizens. It's really, you know, now we see that it was the right move because all the different issues that we had during the last month. You have seen Facebook, you will see the other things. So Europe today, they have the GDPR, and the European companies, they have to have a GDPR to allow the customers have their privacy, because all this value that a lot of companies create, they create all this value from data. So if you are a citizen, if you have your data, the value it's coming from that. So you should control your own data, and this is what also we are proposing. Not because only we are the European company, but because you know, OVH, it's innovation for freedom. It's our values that we want to propose to our customers, because of our European history, because this is what we believe in. And when you compare that to the American and China companies, this is the mindset that coming from the European construction that we want to propose right now in the cloud computing for our customers.
Octave Klaba, thank you very much for your insight, and good luck this weekend for the competition. Now, let's take a look at some more of the business headlines at this hour. And the STX shipyard in the west of France has received record orders. The shipping company MSC has ordered 3 ferries to the tune of more than 3 billion euros. Visiting the site for a signing ceremony, Economy Minister Bruno Le Maire said that he was confident the joint Franco-Italian shipyard would continue to see a bright future despite rising diplomatic tensions between the two countries. Following its court victory, AT&T has completed its $81 billion takeover of Time Warner. A federal judge on Tuesday approved the merger over objections by the Justice Department that it would hurt consumers. It's one of the biggest media deals ever and could shape the way consumers stream TV and movies, and could accelerate deal-making in the telecom sector. Cereal maker Kellogg is recalling around 1.3 million cases of honey smacks from more than 30 states in the United States due to potential risks of salmonella contamination. The decision comes after preliminary evidence linked the product to more than 60 illnesses. The US health regulator FDA says it is inspecting the facility that manufacturing honey smacks.
Yuka Royer with the latest business news. Thank you very much.